It's time to book a Varsity Media Sportscast and get on the big stage. A Varsity Media Sportscast is seen by thousands of people, both live and on demand, from friends and family all over the world to prospective college coaches. Our announcers will help tell the story of your team and your athletes. There is no bigger stage to be on than Varsity Media. Book a sportscast today by contacting Varsity Media.
Every day opens a new door to learn, to grow, to connect with special people. People who in big ways and small improve your life. Every moment, another chance to achieve a goal, to buy a home, grow a business, start a family, and build lifelong relationships. Bank with trust. Bank with experts. Bank Maspeth.
From Rose Hill Gymnasium in the Bronx, New York. Two programs synonymous with greatness in this Catholic League. Christ the King and Archbishop Stepanak, they have combined for 9 of the last 13 championships, but only one will make it to Sunday. It's the second Catholic AA semifinal. It's all right here in the Varsity Media Sports Network, and it's presented by Maspeth Federal Savings. Well, we welcome you to the perch here, our perch here above Rose Hill Gymnasium. Dylan Butler, Oliver Antigua. Oh, one ticket has been booked by the Ravens for the first time since 2012. So it's been a bit of a long time for St. Ray's, not for these two programs. We called the Christ the King Royals the New York Yankees, maybe, of the Catholic League with all their championships and accolades. But Stepanak's been that team in the last few years that have carried the torch of greatness in this league. So two perennial powerhouses. What a fun semifinal we have for us.
Yeah, and a credit to both programs for getting here. It's very difficult. Both guys advanced in the quarterfinals with great performances, and this should be a great one, and congratulations to Coach Lopez and St. Ray's for punching their ticket. Really proud of those guys, up and down year, and got it together, and Brandon Stores was fantastic today.
We'll talk more about that as we go along for this one, but for this one, let's take a look at the bracket, how these two teams got here to the semifinals. And you see it on the left side of things. It was Christ the King taking an early punch, not playing particularly well offensively in the first half. A big second half from the Royals to beat Iona Prep, making 18 of 18 free throws. And Stepanak, too, they got out to a strong start. Took a little bit of a punch in the mouth by Holy Cross, but maybe was the best performance that we've seen from Stepanak, at least in this postseason, as they came away with the win. But first, we talk about the Royals of Christ the King. Some didn't think they'd get to this point, but that just means you haven't been in that gym in Middle Village very often. This is where they have to be, this Christ the King team. And again, it's a different one than in years past, but one that, listen, we kind of know what they'll run offensively, right? It's the same kind of thing. It's not a very deep or diverse offensive playbook. But what's the common denominator? They play hard on both sides of the ball.
No question about it. And as you mentioned earlier, Christ the King got off to a slow start. Iona Prep, and Coach talked about his halftime speech being motivational. And these guys came out fired up for him and played extremely well. He wasn't happy about the pace of the offense and the defense, and really turned it up and played really well for them in the second half.
And two guys who, if the Royals are able to make their first final since 2019, that will likely lead them there. You lean on your seniors. That happened in the last game with Ty Turnage and Brandon Stores. And the same will be true for these Royals as well. with Markel Alston and Jaden Ramirez.
Yeah, two really anchors for Coach Arbitello. Let's first take a look at Markel Alston. He's been shooting the ball extremely efficient, especially from deep, Dylan. Last game came out, knocked down 14 points, 3 assists, 2 for 3 from 3, getting to his spots. Veteran leadership guard. He's going to really stir the cup, the straw that stirs the cup, excuse me. And his partner in crime is Jaden Ramirez, the glue guy, the defensive specialist, does everything for Coach Arbitello. 11 points and 5 rebounds against Iona Prep. He will probably guard the best player on the floor and be asked to look to score and defend. And I'm sure he'll match up with Jervis of Stepanak, who's their main go-to guy. Look for that one-on-one matchup tonight on the court.
Yeah, so Alston and Ramirez, key players for this Christ the King team. We take a look at Archbishop Stepanak. And when you have as much success as the Crusaders have had, when you win a quarterfinal at Rose Hill Gymnasium, it's kind of like, yeah, so what? We're expected to do that. Like, there was no celebrations among the jungle, among their fan base, or even among the players. It's because, again, that's not the final destination for this team. They've got high aspirations and a lot of dogs to get them there. They are a dangerous team inside and out, these Crusaders of Archbishop Stepanak.
And Coach Massaroni mentioned the appetite for winning and the success of the program and really setting that standard. And so you're right, they kind of go at business as usual. But this is the prime time, and this is where the big players really step up. And I'm sure his guys are going to really be answer the call and rise to the occasion.
And you mentioned the straw that stirs the drink. Well, that is Danny Carbucia. What a leader he's been in the quarterfinals, by the way. Messed around and got a triple-double. And Josiah Jervis, a high major recruit. And a guy, again, who could score inside and could score outside. High efficiency for the junior forward.
No question. Let's take a look at Danny Carbucia, the senior guard, UMass commit. If you didn't know about him and his question whether he was the MVP of this team, how about 10 points, 11 assists, 10 rebounds, a triple-double in a big-time game? And the best defender on the team really sets the tone. And his backcourt mate, one of the best in the city, Josiah Jervis, 6'5" guard, shoots lights out. What did he do against Cross? 21 points, 4 for 7 from the 3, attacking the basket, scores like we breathe, and he can finish over the top with the best of them.
Danny Carbucia has the Crusaders in their 7th consecutive semifinal appearance. But again, when you are from the White Plains School, you want more. They want to be here on Sunday. And one of these teams will book their spot right there. It is Christ the King. It is Archbishop Stepanak. We'll have keys, starters, and the opening tip when we return here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Every day opens a new door to learn, to grow, to connect with special people. People who in big ways and small improve your life. Every moment, another chance to achieve a goal, to buy a home, grow a business, start a family, and build lifelong relationships. Bank with trust. Bank with experts. Bank Maspeth.
We're going to keep this quick.
Because at Blaze Pizza,
artisanal quality at crazy fast speed is what we're all about.
Walk the line and choose any toppings you'd like.
Then it's just 180 seconds in our blazing hot oven.
For fast fire perfection.
Come check us out and build your own pizza at Blaze Pizza.
Varsity Media is now opening up our schedule to any team looking to be on a sportscast. Watching yourself on camera is okay, but hearing your name on a Varsity Media sportscast is like you're a pro.
And look at this opportunity. Feldman behind. Jersey pulled. Feldman! Feldman!
The loose ball, Keyshawn White has it. He's just going to let it fly. Oh! Keyshawn White from half court. That is cash. What a way to end the third quarter.
As West barks out the signal. West is going to keep it himself inside the 5 to the goal line. Touchdown!
Touchdown, Southside.
Varsity Media offers sports coverage for any sport, and our coverage airs live and on demand so everyone can watch the game. Now is the time to be a star on Varsity Media. Contact us to book a sportscast today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the spring, but spots are limited. Contact us today for lacrosse, baseball, softball, and tennis by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
Back here at Rose Hill Gymnasium, Dylan Butler, Oliver Antigua, our entire Varsity Media crew. Spoke to both teams ahead of this one. Let's take a look at their keys to the game.
And first up for Christ the King, really important, keep Carbuccia out of the lane. He can cause havoc in transition and really draw and driving for the kicks. On defense, you must get out to Ratliff out in the middle of the lane. He can really shoot it. Doesn't want to see him get hot. Big's got to be physical with him. And in transition, you must stop them. Can't let them get out early and get baskets. Very dangerous. And for Stepanak keys, transition defense. Christ the King has 4 guards. They can all flat out go and get the green light and shoot it. Must match up on the break. Share the ball in the half court and guard their smaller guards as a unit. Talk and communicate, calling out switches on defense.
Time to check out the starting lineups for both teams. First, for the Royals of Christ the King, Brooklyn Queens number 2. And a little bit of a change, right? We said, hey, coach, same starters? He said, yes. Meanwhile, it's your boy, Orion Cobb, in the starting lineup, starting in place of Straw-Zelik. And Judah Bontemps, a lot on his shoulders today. He will likely get the assignment of trying to shut down Danny Carbuccia.
You mean Coach Arbitella threw us a wrinkle? No, you're kidding me.
That's two games in a row.
2 games in a row, Coach Arbitella.
And of course, the head coach, as you mentioned before, it is Joe Arbitello. What a career he's had. 17th season at the helm for Christ the King. A 1995 graduate, more than 320 wins. This is a guy who has coached everything. He was a JV girls head coach, varsity B head coach, JV assistant head coach, and now he's leading the charge for his 17th season at Christ the King. Let's take a look at the starters now. Oliver for Archbishop Stepanak. And Pat Massaroni was truthful with us. It is the same starting 5 for the Crusaders. And all of these guys, Oliver, are a threat in their own way, but the head of that snake, if you will, is Danny Carbuccia. So that's we've done how many Stepanak games? How many teams say my first key is keep Carbuccia out of the lane? Not because he could just score the ball, but he could dish, he can create, he can get it to the corners for threes. And that's what's going to be what the Royals look to do as we take a look inside the huddle. Somewhere in there is Pat Massaroni, a guy who I think had about 15 meetings the other day. Somehow our meeting with him was his favorite. 10th season, and like Arbitello, He is coaching his alma mater, 2006 graduate of Archbishop Stepanek, the all-time winningest coach for the Crusaders. I do not know what he had to eat before last year's semifinal.
But I bet you it's the same, right?
But I do know what he was wearing because it's likely the same exact thing. He is a guy who loves his routines.
And that was confirmed. So I want to shout out to Coach Massaroni's wife, Sandra, and the two kids, Taylor and James, who are not here home watching because of school night, but very superstitious coaches with his pregame.
Well, now you got to check in with Mrs. Massaroni and figure out what it was. The chicken cutlets, or what do we have? What was for dinner?
Christ the King, man-to-man.
And Ratliff right away, the runner in the lane.
Beautiful curl coming off the screen. Good offense. Got a catch and shoot. Nice job by Stepanek coming out of the gate.
He has really elevated his game in this postseason. First in the Archdiocese playoffs and now in the intersectionals. Bontemps' jumper foul line off the mark. That allows Stepanek to do what? Get out and transition. Caressi goes baseline. And a quick 4-0 spurt for the Crusaders.
And that's where they're so dangerous, and Coach talked about that. Caressi see him in the open floor using his skill set to get to the basket. And the beautiful finish.
And now the Royals look to slow things down in the half court. Bontemps to Ziegler. What a game Ziegler had. That shot off the mark, but was a huge reason why the Royals were able to come back and win that one. And Dylan Perry, the exclamation point early on. What a start for the two-time defending champs.
And a big-time transition push by Carbuccia, hitting Dylan for the run, the athletic finish. Great start for the Crusaders.
Cobb stepping out for three.
And I didn't know he had that in his game. He's showing a little repertoire. The big fella said, I can step it out and knock out Dylan. I got that.
Yeah, he's hiding stuff too. Here's Perry again.
And even after a made basket, you can't rest. You got to make sure you sprint back. That time, Christ the King left open Dylan baseline. He flushed it.
Back-to-back dunks sends Joe Arbitello to the what are we doing question for his team as Ramirez gets to the basket.
And great sign for him early. He's going to be a key in this game. Needs his production. Gets the first one to go down, getting to the basket.
Carbuccia pulls up. Side rim no good. Offensive rebound. Caressi goes baseline. Can't get it to fall. Ramirez with the ball.
And I think if you're Christ the King, they'll live with Danny shooting jump shots if he's got to make some in order for them to respect him. He shot it well against Holy Cross, made some big-time perimeter, so we'll see that in this game if he's be able to knock those down.
That's the first empty possession in this first quarter for the Crusaders. Here's Ramirez. Pumps the brakes, loses the basketball. Caressi the steal. Perry's been a human highlight film, misses the layup. But Caressi gets the putback.
And what an advantage to have a 6'5" guard on your wing as your small forward and long and lengthy like that. Just makes an easy offensive rebound. A great gem for Coach Massaroni. Big-time performer.
Ziegler around the curl, the three. Side rim no good. Ratliff, mismatch there with Bontemps. Cobb comes in. He's that defensive enforcer for the Royals. That rim protector, shot blocker. Should Adonis want to come inside.
And he's going to have his hands full tonight, guarding one of the best players in the league. So
Jervis misses a three. Caressi, the putback.
It seems like the ball's a magnet to this kid so far in this game. He's just around the ball, and everything is coming easy for him.
Caressi with 6 and 4 already.
Yeah, if I'm CK, we got to talk about that and put a body on him.
And that's 3 offensive rebounds as well.
Absolutely, those are huge.
Bontemps steps back. That rims around. The ball will stay with Christ the King. Didn't get a chance to mention in the beginning the officials for today's game. Terrific three-man crew. Carlos Martinez, Jerry Keating, Phil Zuccaro. I want to shout out as well Arthur Lee Walker. Was supposed to be on this game, but he suffered an ACL injury 3 weeks ago, so we hope that he gets on the mend quickly.
And Ratliff showed you there why he's a double-double and a offensive defender. Got a great block shot there, affecting Christ the King's ability to score. Got to keep an eye on that as he challenges shots around the rim.
Christ the King early on, 2 of 7 from the field. Alston, long 3 off the mark, and Perry the rebounds. Conversely, Stepanak, they're shooting 60% from the field.
No question about it, because they're getting to the basket, and that's a great sign early like that. Right on cue. Beautiful drive.
Carbusia, the lefty layup. Timeout for Christ the King.
Yeah, if we take a look at this replay, man, Danny's one of the best downhill guard drivers. Gets to the left hand, attacks and explodes up with the beautiful finish. And right now, Stepanak knows to go to the cup and not settle from deep.
9-point lead for the Crusaders during this timeout. Let's take a look, Oliver, at how these two teams got here. A look back at the quarterfinal highlights.
So here's Iona Prep came out early against Christ the King, knocking down shots, got off to a quick lead. We talked about Coach Arbitello being down at halftime. Iona Prep came out shooting the ball, terrific. And this guy here, Ziegler, Cam Ziegler, the senior, got hot and was a flamethrower. And Alston tag team as well, made shots and took the lead and made a great run in the third quarter, really pushed the lead. Fantastic finish for Christ the King. As you can see, Markel getting to the basket and holding on for a 61-54 victory. And here's the highlights from Stepanak's last game against Holy Cross. Pick and pop two-man game with Carbusia and Ratliff. Holy Cross made some shots early and took a actual lead in the game. It was kind of back and forth early on. Seesaw battle, then eventually Stepanak would get it going.
And the Crusaders would win that one to get to their 7th consecutive semifinal. Alston contested off the mark. Ratliff the rebounds.
And that's 2 times he's been a little strong with it. I'm wondering if he's kind of pressing a little bit right now. Needs to settle down.
Jervis, terrific sharing of the basketball. The assist to Caresi.
Yeah, there's not too many guys that can't make a shot on the Stepanak's roster. And
Ramirez fouled by Perry.
Yeah, don't want to foul a three-point shooter. Cardinal sin. You want to close out with a hand up. That time, got a little too close to comfort. And Ramirez is going to go for 3.
And I think Jaden did a great job, too, of kind of selling that and maybe stepping into Perry a little bit.
No question about it. So, you know, sometimes you got to do a little acting job as well to get the call from these officials. It ain't easy out there, Dylan. It ain't easy.
Ramirez has an offer from Marist, a program that has certainly lived and feasted on the Catholic League these last couple of years. John Dunn, a CHSAA alum himself. Got a couple of Terriers up there. Jaden Daughtry and Pasquarelli as well. Maybe more coming up to Poughkeepsie.
Catholic League players, they're well coached, they competed at the highest level, and that's why they have so much success playing Division I basketball. So shout out to Coach Dunn and the Red Fox up at Marist.
An Archbishop Malloy guy. Up and under, Caresi.
Boy, he is locked in and right now scoring at will.
Caresi threatening to have a first quarter double-double. He's got 8 and 5. By the way, shooting 4 of 5 as well. Here's Zelik, too strong. Now if you're Carbusia, how many options do you have, right? Where are we gonna go? Oh, we're gonna go a little showtime. Caresi the extra pass, Perry back out. Carbusia's like, I can knock these down. He knocked down a couple big threes against Iona. If there's a struggle in his game, yeah. Well, I was going more like Superman and
Kryptonite.
and the Kryptonite. It's from beyond the arc for Caresi.
But you know, for his team,
excuse me, for Carbusia.
Sorry, but for his team, he's got to take those shots and keep them honest so the defense respects him.
While one 4-year starting point guard misses from 3, the other knocks down the triple.
And good sign for Coach Arbitello. If he gets going, he's capable of getting 2 and 3 in a row.
And a foul called
And it
on
seems like
Ratliff.
Christ the King is now settling down. They're defending a little bit, contesting shots. That's a great box out there. Now let's come down and run good offense.
And this comes off that timeout that Arbitello calls.
Yeah, settle the troops down, you know, talk to them a little bit. It's a big game, you know. Some of these kids got some nerves. Just let the King come to them.
Alston rejected by Ratliff. There's Johnny Magna. Kick out, Alston. 3 off the mark. Ratliff another rebounds. Magna came back last game. Dr. Bosco cleared him. Here's Caressi, too strong. His own putback. How about 3 more rebounds? Here's now a 3 from the corner. Josh Rivera.
And what do you have if you're Coach Massaroni? You only have a 6'7" wing that can knock down 3s off the bench. Not bad, right? Terrific prospect, sophomore. Love him. And Caressi may get that double-double, like you said, Dillard. He's patting his stats. Listen on purpose.
8 and 7 for him.
That's another rebound.
Here we go, the other way. Caressi. He's like, I want to pass the basketball. Finds Jervis. 11-point lead for the Crusaders. Carbucia plays for the Dominican Republic.
Cam is in his jock right now. Love it. Pressuring the ball. Trying to disrupt the timing.
Ball stays with Stepanak. Carbucia, the lone senior on this team. A lot of times you lean on like a senior committee. They don't have that at Stepanak this year, which is a little bit of a rarity. Another steal by Ziegler, and that was a big part of his game in the quarterfinals. His defense was huge. Ziegler, 4 steals in that one to go along with 16 points and 4 rebounds.
And Coach Massaroni talked about that, how great a job of Danny was doing, and the staff having to help and lead this young team, and the underclassmen following suit.
Bontemps, back rim, no good. Carbucia skies for the rebound, goes 3-quarter court, and that is short. But what a first quarter it was for the Crusaders of Archbishop Stepanak.
And let's take a look at that knockdown 3 by Josh Rivera, 6'7" sophomore, tickles the twine. Pretty looking stroke. The Crusaders have the lead. Quarter 2 coming up.
You're watching it all right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
This is Jalen Brunson, you're watching Varsity Media.
Every day opens a new door to learn, to grow, to connect with special people. People who in big ways and small improve your life. Every moment, another chance to achieve a goal, to buy a home, grow a business, start a family, and build lifelong relationships. Bank with trust. Bank with experts. Bank Maspeth.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for upcoming schedules and content, and on social media at Varsity Media.
Back here at Rose Hill, what a first quarter for Stepanak's number 5, Hassan Caressi. 8 points, 8 rebounds, 5 on the offensive glass, shot 4 of 8. That's a quarter stat. That's a good game.
Great game by the young fella.
He did it in 8 minutes.
That's impressive. And that's why this team is so good. One night is Jervis, the other night is Danny, then it's Ratliff, and now you got Caressi shining on the big stage.
I'm imagining Pat Massaroni at that beautiful conference room over there in Stepanak, just feasting on, like, what do you want? You want some steak? We got some steak. You want some chicken parm? Like, he's got everything at his disposal with this team. Foul called on Bontemps, which will send Carbucia to the line.
And I give him and his staff a lot of credit. We talked about this team and playing together because it's not easy to coach talented kids and to get them to all sacrifice and share, and he's done a great job doing that.
Especially, I think it's even harder. Like, look, you led St. Ray's to a city title back in 2012. But really, social media wasn't what it was then as it is now. And you've got to deal with so much if you're a head coach in this or any other league. But to manage all of those personalities,
it's impressive.
Very.
And I wouldn't be able to make it. I'd be fired.
That's why you're next to me. Here's Carpucia. He was held up on the way. Good defense by Bontemps.
And I like the fact that CK sprinted back and they didn't give up a basket. And those guards jammed them up. Nice job not to commit a foul. CK's got to dig in here and get a few stops in a row and try to get something easy.
Rivera, 3 no good, but you also got to box out. Jervis came on the back end there for the putback.
Yeah, if you're going to give up offensive rebound putbacks, it's going to be a long night for Christ the King. They really got to clean that up on the defensive end, Dylan. This team is too good. Can't give them second chances.
And you can't spell them a 15-point lead, which is what the Crusaders have right now. Bontemps to kick out to Alston. Here is Ziegler. Bontemps for 3. No good.
And it seems like Christ the King is not making shots, and they're settling for the perimeter.
And then you got Jervis catching and shooting another triple, an 18-point lead, a 30-second timeout for the Royals.
And boy, when it rains, it pours. First the offensive rebound. This is off the catch, squares up the NBA 3, nothing but net. Big-time shot-making ability from the junior, from the boogie down.
Josiah Jervis already 7 points, 3 of 4 shooting, but that's what he's done all year. When you consider how good of a player he is and the shots that he takes, his numbers are outrageous. Just again, in shot efficiency, right? He shoots 50% from the field, 80% from the line, and nearly 40% from 3.
And that's the reason why he visited St. John's University and schools like Rutgers and Duke, Carolina, and Illinois. I heard I got an inside tip. Might have a visitor on Sunday coming into Rose Hill, but those are the high majors recruiting him for that reason.
We should have told Zendon he could have welcomed him into the corner of Union Turnpike and Utopia Parkway. Alston the kick out. Ramirez spins in a lane. That's a tough jumper. And it's a good one for Ramirez.
And one of the things that Christ the King is doing, every time out of a timeout, they're doing a great job of executing.
Jalen Mayhew in the game.
And it seems like the size of Stepanak is really bothering Christ the King. We know they play 4 guards and 1 big, but they just got so many athletes, and they're playing, getting their hands on a lot of offensive rebounds and keeping balls alive.
Yeah, unlike St. Ray's, really, Christ the King doesn't play their bigs together.
That's correct.
Ramirez the 3, no good. And right now, it's been a struggle to shoot the basketball for the Royals. Here's Johnny Magna, the steal. Magna, a little bit too fast for his own liking. Ramirez, count it, fouled by Perry.
And what a great job by Jaden to show the pump fake, and you're going to see here the replay. He gets the defender in the air, draws the contact, has the strength to be able to finish and hit the and one 3-point play the old-fashioned way.
Free throw by Ramirez is good.
Little full court extension here, maybe trying to speed up Stepanak.
Instead, it was a foul. I love that by Cobb. He's like, I don't care if they blew the whistle. You're not getting a dunk.
And look, right now, things are not, you're not shooting the ball well, and coach is trying to maybe change this pace of this game, maybe get a transition bucket or a steal, and try to get on a little run here.
Jervis 3 missed, rebounds. Caressi stolen away though. Here's Bontemps. Call him Juice. Steal by Jervis. Josiah Jervis.
And he's so athletic, and he got his hand out, deflection, pushed it out, even though he was one-on-one, explodes to the basket. Gorgeous finish by the junior guard.
And Austin lost the handle.
And every time Christ the King drives it, they see Ratliff at 6'9" with his long hands waiting for him, which is why they're kind of hesitant and they're kicking it out, but they're having a tough time knocking down shots.
Carbuccio. Well, he was trying to find Ratliff over top of that pressure. But now if you're the Royals, you've got to convert on this side after a turnover.
And Stepanak is a really good defensive team and make it tough for you.
Ramirez, 3 for $1. Yes.
And what an amazing effort. Not 1, not 2, but 3 chances at it, and it comes up finishing.
Caresi goes up and under.
Are you serious? What a bounce pass, baseline, acrobatic, under the rim, left-handed scoop. The kid from Harlem.
Bontemps loses it. Leaking out, Carbuccio for the layup. Timeout. Arch picks up Stepanak. It'll be a 30. It's a 34-17 lead for the Crusaders. Pat Massaroni, no stranger to success. Take a look at these last 4 years. That pre-pandemic year, you kind of throw that out, but then since, the elite of this Catholic League.
A lot of wins, man, and not easy to do. And he's one of the best in the business. A great, bright young head coach, doing it the right way, teaching, mentor, and really cares about the Catholic League. Got a great rapport with a lot of the coaches and helps out the league with his facilities and does all the right things. So I don't know what he does during the day, but I know he doesn't teach.
He's in conference calls.
That's right.
That's what we learned.
Yeah, he's a busy guy. I know he raises money. He's pretty good at it, though. That's for sure.
He's like, at 9 o'clock, I have this conference, and then we've got these guys coming in.
Although I'm going to be nice because once in a while he takes me out to the golf course.
Oh, so. See? No invite for the Butler. Cobb. I know you love his game, Orion Cobb. Came in the start of the year a little bit raw, but you could see just being in this system how much he's grown.
And nice job to gather and grab, gets a body contact and extends nicely. And for a big kid, you see growth in the beginning of the year, being a kind of a role player to now being even a starter in this big game, showing confidence from Coach Arbertello and this big fella.
Hey, he stepped out before, right, for a triple, and now he's trying to go old-fashioned three-point play. Good-looking free throw there. Johnny Magna steps back in.
And you got to love those skill sets for his size. He's got the physical tools, and now he's really improving his perimeter shooting and his scoring around the rim. So nice-looking prospect for the future of Christ the King.
Let's just taking a look at the Christ the King bench as Ratliff, no good. Loose ball goes to Ziegler. Zelik in street clothes. I guess that's the reason why you made the switch to Orion Cobb in the starting lineup. Here's Carbuccio.
Just so fast to the ball, Dylan, right there. Got it to steal deflection, and just they change ends so quickly from one end to the other.
Ramirez, that's been a little bit of his sweet spot today. That turnaround in the lane, almost a la Brandon Stores.
And the key there is that Josh Rivera is 6'7". With his hand up, he's probably 7 foot, and he's shooting that over a contested defender.
Here's Alston. Corner kick, Ziegler, 3. Bang!
And he's a kid that can get hot. We saw it last game. Good sign for Coach Arbertello. Probably need to find him more to see if he can get hot and get these guys back in this game.
Carbuccio.
Little zone here, Dylan, from Christ the King, trying to change it up. The last jump shot that Ratliff got was a good look, but he missed it.
They go inside out, back inside. Ratliff misses it inside. Now here comes Magna trying to find Ramirez ahead. Ramirez contested by Jervis. And Jaden Ramirez gets himself back to the foul line.
And great job. 0-2 against the zone. Got stops. Magna with the rebound. Here comes the push. Ramirez has no fear. Attacks the back. Jervis challenges him. Mano a mano. Draws the foul. Love to see that.
Ramirez knocks down the first. Caresi checks back in for Jack Coco. And Ramirez knocks them both down. He has carried this Royals team in this first half. 13 points now for the senior. Here comes Carbucia. Ratliff! The denial by Cobb. Question here is whether he got him on the way up. And I think the answer is, well, the official answer is yes, he did get him on the way up. But the opinion varies on who you're rooting for tonight. And Ratliff knocks down his first. He extends the Stepanak lead to 12. Front rim second, Cobb the rebounds. Alston back to Ramirez. Ramirez tries to get over the top of Ratliff. It'll stay with Christ the King, and Pat Massaroni, incensed. He said Cobb had a hold of Ratliff. And to be fair, it's hard to argue that point. He did. The largest lead in this first half for the Crusaders was 18. It's now 12. Alston in the lane, in and out. Cobb! Skies in for the putback. I think when Cobb came in, he got a bit of Ratliff as well, so he's got to go to the bench. It's like a little bit of a blood cleanup here as we take another look. Watch Orion Cobb fly in, and oh, you can see there. We'll show you the second angle, but I think it was Ramirez's hand. Watch this again. When Ramirez crashed in, he crashed into Ratliff, who's got a bit of a bloody nose right now. So an official's timeout. Darius Ratliff, he's got the boot on that Stepanak bench. He is out for the season. And now his twin brother, Adonis, getting tended to. Royals trying to claw themselves back, and there you see it. We're trying to stop that nosebleed. After that inadvertent shot by Jaden Ramirez. So they'll clean up the blood splatter along the base or along the sideline in front of the Stepanak bench. And that's why we have a little bit of a lengthy delay here with 1:18 left in the first half. 10-point lead. And in addition to Jaden Ramirez, what a job Orion Cobb has done, especially on the offensive side. throughout much of the season, it kind of felt like anything you get from him offensively is a bonus. Well, he's got 8 big points in this first half. 10-point game as the Royals pick up full court. It's a 1-2-2 press for the Royals. Perry back out to Rivera. Caressi fouled from behind by Magna. The fact that Johnny Magna's even on the court is a minor miracle. Broke his ankle this season. Arbitello, before the diocesan tournament, said he's done for the year. But the Christ the King doctor, Dr. Bosco, gave him the clearance, played in the quarterfinals, and now he's in the semifinals. 3 well off by Jervis, and now a chance for the Royals to again chip away. Look out from behind. That was Carbucia on Ramirez. Corner 3, Ziegler short. Caressi the ball, and an opportunity here for the Crusaders to hold for the last shot. About a 1-second differential between shot and game clock. And Danny will slow things down. Carbucia, 7 on the shot clock. Drives out Alston, lost it, but he was fouled by Alston. And that's the 5th team foul, so Carbucia will go to the foul line. Carbucia 8 points in this first half. 2 of 2 from the foul line for the UMass commit, the lone senior starter. Ooh, he banked that one in. Extended banking hours here at Fordham. Speaking of banking, we want to thank our sponsor, Maspeth Federal Savings. Second free throw, ka-ching for Carbucia. And the block by Jervis. So strong end of the first half for Stepanak. They led by as many as 18, and they're up by 12 at the break. We will send it down now courtside, where our Oliver Antigua has Pat Massaroni.
Coach, first of all, your team came out ready to play from the jump. Great start, got a nice lead early on. I don't know if you noticed, but Caressi's almost has a double-double at halftime. 9 points and 9 rebounds, but talk about Danny, 10 points, 5 assists. Jervis, 9 points, like well-balanced attack. How do you feel about the first half?
We talked about being a team, being cohesive, being prepared, right? And we take pride, me and my staff, on being prepared, and I thought our guys did that off the jump on the defensive end. Like Dylan Perry set the tone, rebounding those first 2 or 3 balls, and then Haas was just physical, him and Dylan on the other end. So staying together as a balanced group, and like we talked about pregame, if we can get to 20 assists, I feel confident. We got to step up and continue to share it.
Okay, so Christ the King is a veteran team that made a nice run to get back in this game. What do you want to tell your guys at halftime, and what can we expect in the second half?
1, you got to stay composed. 2, the physicality ramped up in that second half, both ways, and we got to match it. And we got to stay composed. They're going to make a run. They made a little run there, right? They're going to make another run. And we just got to make sure the ball's in the right hands of the right people, continue to attack, and be men on the glass.
Coach, you got 1 half to go from getting to the city championship. Good luck with your team.
Thank you.
Dylan, back to you.
Thanks so much, Oliver, and thanks to Pat Massaroni. It's halftime here of the second of 2 Catholic AA semifinals, and it's the Crusaders of Stepanak. The two-time defending champions, they've got a 12-point lead at the break. You're watching it all right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Varsity Media is now opening up our schedule to any team looking to be on a sportscast. Watching yourself on camera is okay, but hearing your name on a Varsity Media sportscast is like you're a pro.
And look at this opportunity. Feldman behind. Jersey pulled. Feldman! Feldman!
The loose ball, Keyshawn White has it. He's just going to let it fly. Oh! Keyshawn White from half court. That is cash. What a way to end the third quarter.
As West barks out the signals. West is going to keep it himself inside the 5 to the goal line. Touchdown! Touchdown, Southside.
Varsity Media offers sports coverage for any sport, and our coverage airs live and on demand so everyone can watch the game. Now is the time to be a star on Varsity Media. Contact us to book a sportscast today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the spring, but spots are limited. Contact us today for lacrosse, baseball, softball, and tennis by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
Varsity Media's hype videos stand out with dynamic visuals and storytelling. Our primary goal is to create a memorable impression, excitement, and interest that encourages viewers to engage and participate. Our hype video can be shown on stadium video boards, social media, and school websites. Our hype videos are the perfect feature to get your community amped up for the team and the big game.
This is Jalen Brunson, you're watching Varsity Media.
Every day opens a new door to learn, to grow, to connect with special people. People who in big ways and small improve your life. Every moment, another chance to achieve a goal, to buy a home, grow a business, start a family, and build lifelong relationships. Bank with trust. Bank with experts. Bank Maspeth.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for upcoming schedules and content, and on social media @Varsity Media.
Every day opens a new door to grow, to build relationships. Every moment, a chance to do more, to buy a home, grow a business, start a family. Bank with experts. Bank Maspeth.
You're watching Varsity Media, New York's high school sports network. For all the latest Varsity Media updates, including our game schedules, be sure to follow us on social media @Varsity Media, the home for New York high school sports. For the latest news in high school sports, be sure to check out varsitymedia.net or follow us on social media @Varsity Media.
end zone. Lost his lid. Touchdown!
JJ Damo, face on, stay on athlete. Controlling the face-off. That's 3 in a row now.
You're watching Varsity Media, New York's high school sports network. High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. It's time to book a Varsity Media Sportscast and get on the big stage. A Varsity Media Sportscast is seen by thousands of people, both live and on demand, from friends and family all over the world to prospective college coaches. Our announcers will help tell the story of your team and your athletes. There is no bigger stage to be on than Varsity Media. Book a sportscast today by contacting Varsity Media. When it comes to live streaming, Varsity Media does it all. Athletic events, concerts, musicals, graduations, even weddings. Trust Varsity Media when it comes to your live stream event. Contact us today to learn more about Varsity Media's live streaming services at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Back here at Rose Hill Gymnasium, Dylan Butler, Oliver Antigua. Our entire Varsity Media crew getting set for the start of quarter number 3. And the first half was plus 12 for the Crusaders. They opened up an 18-point lead, but they managed to kind of keep it between like 10 and 12, like pretty manageable down the stretch there for Pat Massarone's guys.
Yeah, when you look at the defensive numbers, when your field goal percentages are in the 2s, starts with a 2 is not very good. So Christ the King is being held to 27% from 2 and 27% from 3. So kind of a struggle, and give credit to Stepanak for doing a good job defensively on the perimeter and challenging the guards of Christ the King.
So we already know St. Raymond has booked their spot. Will it be an all archdiocesan final? We've got 16 minutes to figure that out. If you are Christ the King, you're like, hey, we were there on Sunday, and we found a way to come back. But with all due respect to Tim Philp and the Gales, a different animal that they're trying to slay here tonight in the Crusaders. Ziegler from 3, off the mark. And the rebound ripped down.
And Christ the King is built with their guards, and their guards need to shoot the ball well for them to have success. So far it's been a tough night on the perimeter for them.
It looks like a new number for Adonis Ratliff after the blood. He's wearing 24 now.
Great call out, Dylan. As professional that you are.
That's what I was looking at my chart. I go, who's 2-4? I know it's not Arbitello, so it's not like it's...
He's like a secret.
Yeah. Ooh, tough jumper for Bontemps.
And this kid is going to be really good. Tremendous growth, super athletic guard. Can really stroke it, and only getting better, Dylan.
In the lane, Carbucia, high arcing shot, and he was fouled by Bontemps.
And such a veteran move there. As he got into the lane, he didn't rush. He stopped on the dime, got the defense leaning, and had the presence to draw the foul. Great job there by Danny Carbucci.
First free throw good for Carbucia. We mentioned in the open, 9 of the last 13 championships have been won by either Christ the King or Archbishop Stepanek. Shout out to Dave Resnick, who put that one out on X, formerly known as Twitter.
And that's a lot of hardware between these two schools. That trophy was bing-bonging back and forth from White Plains to Middle Village.
Yeah. And then the request was made. One of the replies was, can we please share the wealth? To which Joe Arbitello wrote back, no. Like, why would we do that?
Great answer.
Here's Carbucia in transition. Ratliff, good to see him back on the floor. Caressi steps back on Cobb. Advantage Cobb there. It really feels like he has grown up right before our eyes, Orion Cobb.
And that wasn't easy because he's guarding a 6'5", quick athletic guard there. Cobb moved his feet and was able to challenge and contest the shot and make Caressi not finished on that play. So good job by the junior.
Inbound to the corner to Alston.
Yeah, Alston's the guy he needs to get going for this team to have success. And
Ramirez, back rim 3, no good. It was part of our conversations with all these coaches leading in, and it's kind of a fun fact, I think. There's a few fun facts here, but the first one we'll touch on, somehow all 4 of these semifinalists, there was no regular season game to kind of glean off of.
That's right.
Which is a rarity, right? Like you don't, maybe you have it in one matchup, but not in both matchups.
Yeah, and with the league, we talked about that with the league expanding and so many teams playing games, it became difficult to make sure they crossed over with all the teams. And Stepanek and Christ the King did scrimmage in the beginning of the year, but Danny was with the Dominican national team. The Serbians were in Serbia, so it wasn't really a full squad, as they said, but they threw that one out.
Apparently there's a JV ref who called about 75 traveling violations.
Yeah, Pat wasn't very happy about it. He still remembered it.
Ramirez, Alston, and he was fouled on his way up.
And good job by Markel not to settle there. Such a good attacker of the rim, hangs in the air, gets a piece. Danny disagrees with the official, of course. They never say they committed the foul. Nevertheless, the senior knocks down the first. And if you look up, it's 5 minutes in the third. They're not shooting great, and they're still in this game, Dylan. If they could just get a couple stops and maybe somebody gets hot at the right time here.
Well, they're not quite as perfect as they were. They literally were perfect. 18 for 18 from the foul line, which is something that Joe Arbitello said in all my years. I've never seen that. Here's Ratliff looking like old school Lamar Odom getting to the rim here.
And that's not fair. He's 6'9", and he's press breaking the 1-2-2 trap, dribbling from half court, gets all the way to the rim. Most of the time, the big fella's hitting off your foot and is going out of bounds. Not the case. So skilled from the 6'9" junior. Recruited by all the top schools in the country. And such a bright future for this young man, Dylan.
And really for his brother as well, Darius. You feel bad. You mentioned before with the boot on the sideline, unable to participate this postseason.
And he's a 6'11", do-it-all. Again, gives length to this team, and think about how much more dangerous they would be if they still had him playing.
Carbucia doesn't get it. And there's windows of opportunity, it feels like, right, for the Royals to do something here. Alston from 3, too long. Ramirez, the rebound.
Nice hustle there, keeping it alive. But those are good, wide-open looks that you got to make if you want to chip away at this lead.
Ramirez gets to the basket.
And he's the one guy tonight for Coach Arbitello that's got it going. He's keeping his team in the ball game.
Jervis, no good. Rebound tapped from Perry to Rivera. Ooh, look at it. Swat by Ziegler. Attacks Carbucia, no good. Tap put back, no good either by Bontemps. Those you desperately need.
I mean, those are head scratchers, right? These guys normally make those 9 times out of 10, and then you get that on the other end. 2 misses from point blank range and a dagger by the boogie down.
That's a 5-point swing. You were about to make it an 8-point ball game, and now look what Jervis does. Extends the lead to 45-32.
One of the best shooters in the Catholic League, Josiah Jervis, 6'5", junior from the Bronx, knows how to knock it down and make you pay from downtown.
.413 left in this third quarter. Stepanak, a 45-32 lead. They've kind of kept Christ the King at a little bit of a distance.
That's right.
Kind of like an older brother, younger brother. Like younger brother's trying to swing, but you have to reach from the older brother, and you can't quite reach him.
And look, this game is about, you got to play hard, but you got to make shots. You're missing free throws. You're missing point-blank layups. Those things come back to bite you. And against a team of this caliber, a Stepanak, they just show no mercy. And they keep pouring it on you.
Here's Ramirez. And we've seen a lot of Stepanak basketball. We haven't really seen long extended runs against them, right? Like who's gone 14-0 on them or something like that, right?
Yeah, that's correct. And credit to the team. They're well coached. They're very long defensively, so they, most times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, they're in good position defensively. And you can see Christ the King is getting good open looks, but they have to work hard and just can't knock it down. And credit to you got to play them on both ends. They make you guard and make you spend energy on offense and defense.
Magna contested. And Carbucia tracks it down. A little collision with Magna. It'll stay with Stepanak.
Nice deflection there by Alston. Gets the turnover. And there's another example. That could have been a layup, but a block by Ratliff erases that opportunity.
And then Caresi cleans it up on the other side.
And it seems like he's been doing that all day long.
7th straight Final Four appearance for Stepanak. Alston knocks down a much-needed 3. It's a 12-point ball game. 1-2-2 is what Arbitello has dialed up on the defensive side. But to your point, that is not fair.
I mean, are you kidding me? Press release, throw it up to the 6'9" guy, give and go, the slam dunk. Pretty impressive tonight.
So has Jaden Ramirez been another contested tough jumper in the lane, and it's back to 12.
And he's single-handedly.
This time Cobb is like, not today.
Wow, what a play. Great athletics on both sides from Ratliff challenging, and Cobb rising up saying, no, 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 big fella. What timing? But he draws the foul. I like it. Junior on junior crime, we call that.
No free pass to the basket.
When you drive into the lane in this game, you better come correct. It's a physical game. Coach talked about it at halftime.
And he knocks down both. Dylan Perry back in for Jervis, or check that, for Caressi. Jack Coco back in the game as well for Stepanek.
And coach is rotating fresh bodies. Has a deep bench, can do that. And it's tough for the Christ the King kids to keep going at these guys all game long.
Yeah, you're down one Zelik, and Magna's not nearly 100%. Oh, Jervis!
And gorgeous two-man game, beautiful alley-oop, sharing the sugar, baby.
Bontemps, the kick. Zelik. 3 off the mark, loose ball to Ratliff.
I mean, that's the center right now, handling the ball. Are you kidding me?
I'm telling you, looking like old school Lamar Odom at Fordham. Perry for 3. Pat Massaroni liked the side of that.
He's playing deep on the sideline. Everything's working for the Crusaders.
And then they go 2-on-1, make it 3-on-1. Perry coming in as a trail. And Alston's got to give up the foul.
And the ref called the jump ball, surprisingly, Dylan. A lot of contact on there. Coach Massaroni is signaling to the official on the sideline, asking for an explanation, and he's not getting the answer he wants. Big-time athletic play, though, by Alston to challenge him at the rim.
Carbusia back in for Jervis. They are the longest team. They're the most talented team. They're the deepest team. A lot going for Stepanek this season. This post-Boogie, post-Braylon season for the Crusaders.
Coach has got them locked in. They're focused. And they're doing all the little things to help you win games.
Perry misses the putback. And here's Magna. Switches to his left. The runner is good. You and I both love the game of Johnny Magna this season. And that's something that you put in the scorebook, but a lot of what he does doesn't show up in it. The deflections, the hands in the passing lanes, the charges.
Yeah, and you feel for that young man because he had a great start to the season, was really a key factor in their offense, and got hurt his foot, and missed a significant amount of time and wasn't sure if he was going to be able to play. So good to see him back out there and helping out the Royals.
Yeah, just a sophomore. How about that play there by Carbusia? Off the glass, counted, and the foul.
And Danny is right now in a groove, and here is Rivera to Jervis for the alley-oop.
Well, there's so many good things happening for Stepanek right now. We could show them all. It has been all Stepanek through 3 quarters. The 2-time defending champs, they've got a 19-point lead through 3 quarters. Pick your poison, Oliver.
Here's the lob play, baby. 2-man game like you're in the park. Throw it up for the lob. Jervis for the slam. He knows what to do with it, Dylan. Finishes. The Crusaders are on cruise control.
You're watching the Catholic AA semifinals right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
This is Jalen Brunson. You're watching Varsity Media.
Every day opens a new door to learn, to grow, to connect with special people. People who in big ways and small improve your life. Every moment, another chance to achieve a goal, to buy a home, grow a business, start a family, and build lifelong relationships. Bank with trust. Bank with experts. Bank Maspeth.
Back at Rose Hill Gymnasium. Dylan Butler, Oliver Antigua here. Stepanak looking to reach the finals for a 6th consecutive year. That is ridiculous when you think about how hard it is just to get to the semifinals, right? And then to get to that last game, that second Sunday in March.
And that's an amazing stat. Takes a lot to pull that off, and just shows you the class that Stepanak has been in the Catholic League.
Rivera, front rim, no good. And it will take something special here from the Royals to stop that 6th straight trip to the finals for Stepanak.
And when you have a senior point guard like Daniel who knows how to kill time and score, he's going to make sure that he runs good offense and gets good shots every time down.
We mentioned the triple-double for Carbusia. Coco Long. Carbusia with 14 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists in this game.
And that's impressive. It's a big game, a lot on the line, and to know you got a senior veteran that can deliver for you, it's a great, great asset to have for Coach Massaroni and Stepanak.
Josiah Jervis with 14, Hassan Karesi 12 and 11. And Rivera will get to the line for the first time today. It does bear repeating how close these two head coaches are. And Pat Massaroni said, as a young coach, Joe Arbitello kind of took me under his wing. He said, I don't know why he did it. He didn't have to do it, but he helped him. And then Massaroni said, it's one of the things that I think that makes this league so great, right, is he decides to pay it forward and help out a Gary Irvin, try to find some national tournaments, help out Jimmy Lynch and St. Francis Prep as well.
And these are pro-Catholic League guys. They root for each other. They want success. They are molders of men, mentors, teachers, educators, and they get it. And great representatives of the New York Catholic League.
Here's Jervis leaking out for the finish with authority. 20-point lead for Stepanak.
And the ease of which he goes up top. Challenging for me. I was a shooter, Dylan. But that young man got some spring in his step.
Up and under, quality move by Skylar Ragu. He just a freshman.
And coach loves this young man and thinks he could be really good down the road in the future as he's getting more minutes here.
Oh, and Jervis. The alley-oop.
And sometimes your point guard just has a great feel and a connection with your players and takes a little look, a little signal, backdoor lob, bam, knocks down.
Zelik 3 off the mark. Here's Carbusia. Now it feels like Stepanak is playing at the Rucker. Rivera, triple off the mark. Ball pops high in the air. Ahead to Zelik, and a foul by Carbusia. Two guys who know a thing or two about the international game.
You know, it's tough if you're Christ the King. You know it's not what you want to do, but sometimes when you have one of those shooting nights, Dylan, that can happen. And you know, a lot of credit to what they've done this year and a great season. But Stepanak is like a buzzsaw.
Yeah, you talk about shooting, right? Christ the King, 28% in this game. Out of necessity, they've kind of had to go to the 3, right, to cut into the deficit, and that's only 18%. Conversely, Stepanak shooting 50% from the fields in this one.
And if the last play is any indicator, Carbuccia with the pretty left-hand drive, they're getting 2s close to the rim, which is the reason why they're shooting a high percentage.
Nice move by Zelik.
With the Euro step from the Euro, right on cue, up and under. Nice job by Zelik.
If you are from Europe, do you even call it a Euro step?
I don't think so.
It's kind of like French toast, right? In France, it's just toast.
It's just toast. But with the influx of international basketball into the U.S. and college, I mean, those guys are here to stay, man. They've enhanced the game, and the skill level is... Uh-oh.
Carbuccia with the triple.
He's showing everything in the toolkit today, Dylan. If he knocks down the 3, how do you stop this team?
I don't know. Save some for Sunday, Danny. Don't show everything.
He's out here emptying the clip. He's knocking down step backs. I see you, young fella.
Carbuccia up to 19 to go along with 7 rebounds and 5 assists.
Coach Martin at UMass is getting a winner, a leader. And I'm sure he's going to make the Catholic League and Stepanak proud representing UMass next year.
So with 3:40 left in the 4th quarter, you know, again, it's not the political races that we had in November, but we can kind of project here going forward. And Stepanak back here. St. Raymond, first time since 2012.
It will be the 4th matchup
this season, right? Yeah. Yep. The 7th in the last 2 years. They met in back-to-back Archdiocese finals. They didn't meet up here last year. A lot of people thought they would. It was Nazareth that beat St. Ray's, so it was Nazareth and Stepanak in the final instead of St. Ray's. So it's not like these matchups where you have to kind of go and watch film and figure out tendencies. They will both watch film, there's no doubt about it, but they know a lot about each other, these two programs.
No question about it. And adds a little excitement and juice, I'm sure. Both coaches will have their team motivated.
How about this other freshman here, Aaron Ellis?
In transition, crossover, gets the contact, puts it on the glass, and a pretty finish by the young buck.
And that's the thing, too, about this Christ the King team. You know, you lose a 4-year starting point guard in Markel Alston and the glue guy, the leader in Jaden Ramirez. But you return, and Cam Ziegler, to be fair as well, who's big in this postseason, but you return just about everybody else. You could practically predict the starting 5 for Christ the King next year. Because you got Bontemps, Magna, Ellis, Ragu, and Cobb. Oh, yeah, and Zelik, both of them.
And if you notice, Coach Arbitello taking out his seniors and letting his young guys kind of finish this game out, showing you the future.
Yeah,
all these guys here are returning next year for Christ the King. So this is the future Royals, and they're getting some great minutes here in this last 3 minutes of this game.
And to that point, too, you want them to get this chance. Like, get the feel, get this environment, right?
That's right.
Look at the backdrop as you shoot this basketball, because this is going to be your show next year. And in fact, if we have that graphic, we could pull it up. I think it bears repeating. Another fun fact about the semifinal game, these 2 semifinal games, and I don't know that you and I are both league historians. We have to really dig in the crates for this one. When's the last time you had 4 programs with 4 4-year starting point guards, especially in this day and age? That is so impressive.
No question, and a testament to the players, a testament to the families for being loyal to the coaches in the program, because that's something that's not to be taken for granted. All great quality young men Got a chance to interview him and speak to him and watch him play all year, play the game the right way. A great ambassadors for the New York City Catholic League, and can't wait to watch him in the future represent New York City in college basketball.
Yeah, we know 2 of them already committed, right? Ty Turner's just recently committing on Monday to Tom Pecora and Quinnipiac. Tap put back by Rivera. We hope the same is true for Alston and Vier Anthony and Johnny Keenan as well. And that's always one of the more fun things for me too, Oliver, is like you go and watch like ESPN Plus or whatever, all the million games going on, and you just like look out, oh yeah, we covered that guy.
That's right. That's right. And it's a sense of pride as well to be able to know that these young men are getting great experience in coaching and able to go to school for free and further education and change lives. That's what we're all about here in the Catholic League.
Count it, and the foul for Ragu. So Ragu gets the friendly roll. And now some subs for Stepanak. One for 2. Stepping out there for Stepanak was Jordan Archibald. He's a freshman from the Bronx. Catch, shoot, off the window, no good. Final $130 here. It has been all Stepanak. Jump shot off the mark by Patrice Picant. Here comes Coco. And Coco fouled by Ragu. We are really digging into our charts now. Danilo Quintos coming in for Christ the King. 20-point lead for the Crusaders. Look out, Ron Pierre. Picant was coming for you. Three off the mark. And now the Crusaders in transition. In about 42 seconds or so, Joe Arbitello will turn into a Stepanak fan. He said 9 out of the 13, that's great. Let's make it 10 out of 14, regardless of who wins. And I suspect Jimmy Lynch will be rooting for St. Ray's and George Lopez. Final 30 seconds of this one. It was Stepanak really wire to wire. Another professional, another important, impressive performance by the Crusaders here and Rose Hill and Stepanak. They have reached the Catholic League Championship game for a 6th consecutive year. That is outstanding. 72-52, the final. And we've got our championship game. There's a look, Stepanak. St. Ray's, round 4 this year. Round number 7 of the last 2 years. Stepanak has gotten the better of the Ravens. But will Ty Turnage and Brandon Storrs turn the page here on Sunday? We'll find out, but first let's talk with Danny Carbucia. He is courtside with our own Oliver Antigua.
I'm here with the player of the game, Danny Carbucia, mi hermano dominicano. 19 points, 5 assists, 8 rebounds, coming off a triple-double the game before. Great senior leadership. Tell me about how this win feels to you and a little bit about your performance today.
I mean, it feels great. You know, obviously the ultimate goal is to get to that Sunday game. So as long as I came in, took care of that, got the win, that's what I was really cared about. But, you know, I had a good performance today. Just try to come out, make a play every time, help the guys put them in better position. So luckily today I was able to do that.
Now, you guys share the ball as good as anybody in the city. You being the senior and the leader, talk about just team chemistry and how sharing is caring for Stepanak.
I mean, it's a big thing. Coach always emphasizes it during practice, during workouts, during film, whatever we're doing. He just always saying to us, share the ball, play together, and we know that's the easiest way to win.
All right, congratulations on your win. Enjoy it, and we'll see you on Sunday for the city chip. Mi hermano. Dylan, back to you.
And thanks so much, Oliver, and congratulations to Danny Carbucia, as it is Stepanak making their way back to the final. They have figured out this journey for the past 6 years. And now they'll look for 3 consecutive Catholic League championships as they take on their rivals, St. Raymond's. That'll be a lot of fun. 3 o'clock tip-off for that one on Sunday afternoon. But that'll do it here for us from Rose Hill Gymnasium. Congratulations to the Ravens and the Crusaders for reaching the Catholic League final. We want to thank our entire Varsity Media crew, our executive producer, Ben Turchin. Technical director is Chris Sweeney. For Ron Pierre and Kevin Catalanano, bringing you all the great moving images. For my broadcast partner, Oliver Antigua. Dylan Butler, thanking you for joining us from the Bronx. We look forward to seeing you next time right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.